So today we're going to read George the Hero Hound, and this is another new book we just got in memory of Katie Rogers because she loved her dogs so much. This is George the Hero Hound. It is written and illustrated by Jeffrey Ebbeler. George was a good old hound dog. Every day George was up even before the chickens to help old Farmer Fritz with the chores. That rust bucket tractor was always falling apart, and those wily cows were always plotting to get out and feast on the cornfield. But George didn't mind a whit as long as he got his afternoon nap. He had a good life for a hound dog, until the day old Farmer Fritz decided to retire and move to a cabana on the beach where they didn't allow cows, they didn't allow pigs, and sad to say, they didn't even allow dogs. "Sorry, boy, I need you to look after the farm." George was left in the dust. But not for long. Nothing could have prepared George for the Gladstone family. They packed up their noisy apartment in the city and bought Fritz Farm, cows, pigs, George, and all. "Look, we have a dog. I wonder what his name is." "Can I name him?" the boy said. "Oh, and keep an eye on your sister." So that's important later in the story. George could tell right away that the Gladstone family would need a whole heap of help. There'd be no afternoon naps on the porch for a while. "Could you please hand me a wrench?" "Thanks. I can't figure out why this tractor won't start." So look how helpful he is. He finds another part to the car there and hands it to him. He says, "Oh, this looks important." And then suddenly, it works. Or does it? "Hiya, Pooch, I didn't see you there. You're the same color as these old parts. Maybe we should call you Rusty." But then he didn't notice that the tractor started moving on its own. "Stop! It's running away." And it crashed through the gate. George watched as the tractor went clean through the fence, but he wouldn't let the cows get away on his watch. So there he is. He's going to herd those cows back in. He spent the next couple of hours trying to herd those sneaky cows back into their pen where they belonged. George was tuckered out. All he wanted was a cool drink of water and to sneak a few winks in the shade. "Look at my floor. You're the dustiest dog. I ought to call you Dusty." Remember, nobody knows his name. George was swept out of the house in a cloud of dust. George shook himself off and was just padding toward his favorite shady spot when he spied something blue. And then Owen came running over. "I was supposed to be watching my baby sister, Olive. Can you help me find her, boy?" George took a good sniff of Olive's ribbon. He was a hound dog after all, and off they went. They're looking through the cornfield for her. After searching high and low, they finally found that pint-sized Rambler. She was having a picnic with the chicken. "Wow, good boy. You tracked my sister across every corner of this farm. We should call you Rover." And you can see over there, he's still chasing the tractor. George had saved the day. As he trotted back home, George was sure he would definitely get his well-deserved nap. Until he got back and the mom drops the red can of paint. You know where it's going to land, right? Splat! Red! So you're going to call him Red now. "Olive just said her first word. Well, maybe we should call you Red." From that day on, George still didn't get many afternoon naps. But he didn't mind too much. Turns out that he liked herding Olive a lot more than he liked herding cows. And since George figured the Gladstones needed some tips on how to run the farm, he vowed to teach them everything he knew, especially how to deal with those crafty cows. He even hatched a plan to drum up business. "Hi there, George. Thanks for the delivery." And so there's our farmer from the beginning of the story. Remember, he moved to the beach. Now, if only George could teach his new family one last thing. His name. They gave him a doghouse with some signs. They named him Rusty, Rover, Dusty, and Red. Just a fun story to honor Katie's special dog that was so important to her.